Hello everyone, welcome to Literary Lovers channel. Today I'm going to share with you regarding literary terms, only selected terms. Onomatopoeia, it's the first one. The onomatopoeia, the formation of a word from a sound associated with what is named. It means for example, machine sounds, noises like hoing, beam, home, clank, animal names like cuckoo, whippoorwill, chickadee, or impact sounds like boom, crash, whack, thumb, bang. These are the kind of the sounds which is called as onomatopoeia, and it's used by many writers. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is one among them. In his Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Coleridge uses the phrase "furrow followed free" to mimic the sound of the wake left behind a ship. So next is Emily Dickinson in her "I heard a fly buzz when I died." The stillness in the room was like stillness in the air between heaves of storm. Like this. Next is Edgar Allan Poe and has the bells. Here's the tones like twanging, clanging, shriek, shriek, such kind of words. That's called as onomatopoeia. Next is simile. Simile, it's a very familiar phrase, a figure of speech. Actually, as a literary device also, as a comparison between two unlike things using the words like or as. For example, as slippery has an E. Like peas in a pot. Eats like a pig. Like. So this is a word. It's a comparison between two unlike things through the use of connecting words. So the technique of simile is known as a rhetorical analogy, as it is a device used for comparison. So next is this Margaret Atwood and has The Handmaid's Tale. I waited, washed, brushed, fed like a prize pig. So this is one among the example in literature. Next is Paraphrases. Paraphrases, what it means? It means to express a complex set of ideas in a single word or fixed phrase. So, in a Greek word, periphrasein, which is made up of the prefix peri means round, about, and phrasein means to declare. A few similar words in English come from the same etymology roots, such as phrase, paraphrase, and holophrases. Paraphrases uses the prefix para, meaning beside or near, resembling. So, and the prefix holo means whole, completely. Those paraphrase means to express. So, a single word here. I'm talking about periphrases, a single word which can express a great multitude of complexity by itself. So, examples of periphrases in literature are like this. Shakespeare in his wanted to say that no one can avoid death in Sonnet 74. He used periphrases like when that fell arrest without all bail shall carry me away. So instead of saying directly, indirectly with the technique of language, using the language, a fancy of the language. For simple kind of example for this means you can understand easily. The hair of dog, could say the hair dog's hair. So they said like this instead of dog's hair. So next is juxtaposition. The word juxtaposition comes from the Latin. It means side by side with position. Originally a French word that became standardized into English. In grammar, the use of juxtaposition is the absence of conjunctions when grouping words in a list, such as omitting the, but, or and. For example, all's fair in love and war. Love and war are opposite, and yet this proverb shows that they have one thing in common, which is that anything goes. This juxtaposition demonstrates that there is more alike between the concepts of love and war than one might originally think. So, this is the example, and let's see examples of juxtapositions from literature. Leo Tolstoy's famous work Anna Karenina. Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. So Robert Frost's work, The Road Not Taken, in that two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Next is the word contrast. Contrast came originally from the Latin contra and stare. Contra means against, and stare means stand. So, the definition of contrast developed in the 17th century as a term in fine art, in which it meant to use juxtaposition to bring out differences in color and form. So, a short story with no hidden meanings or deeper significance, a comparison between two similar things to show how they are alike. So, contrast in literature, it sounds very good and works. Let's see a example from William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon. Was already sick and pale with grief, that thou her maid art for more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. So